No one's gonna know who you are. They're not gonna care about your content. So how do you get them to care about your content? How do you, a no-name person, exist when you didn't exist before? Hi, hello everyone. My name is Douglas. You can call me Doug, Dougie Roo, Dougie, whatever makes you feel happy. Thank you so much for entering my space. I just love to spread joy and help with your spiritual growth and offer some life advice. Today, I didn't even want to take notes. I just wanted to kind of come to you one-on-one, and honestly, I wanted to talk about today my experience being on YouTube for the last month and posting this kind of content. What have I learned? What are some lessons maybe you could glean from what I've learned? Or, what are some strategies I've been able to learn and implement? It has been a really cool month. Now, I want to be very clear. I have been on YouTube before. I actually first got on YouTube 10 years ago, back in 2012. Back then, I had zero focus. I didn't know what I was doing in life, metaphorically, physically speaking, but there wasn't any real cohesiveness to that channel whatsoever. But now that I've been back, I've learned some very important lessons. The first thing I've learned is that consistency is key. And I don't just mean your posting schedule. I mean consistency in branding and your content that you're offering. Like I said a moment ago, I was all over the place with my page. I actually have the page linked to this account, and you can kind of look. There's some of my videos from years before. I don't have all of it on there because it's just honestly a little embarrassing. There was no consistent messaging, no consistent theme, no consistent color pattern. Like, what was the brand? What was I trying to say? Why should people subscribe? I had no idea, and if I didn't know, how could I expect anybody else to know why they should subscribe? It was kind of a mess. So I've definitely learned to find a theme, a brand, a message, and just go with that. Now, I know that you probably, if you're watching this video, you probably clicked on it to get some YouTube growth help. I want to be very clear. I'm a small account, okay? You can take my advice with a grain of salt. I've learned the same way you have, by just looking up stuff on YouTube. It's a pretty great resource, honestly. Now, I've learned, you'll hear this, if you're here watching this, you've heard the term niche down. And that just basically means, what do you like doing? Okay, cool, define that thing. Now you pick a portion of that, a component, the meat, that is what you want to talk about. And you want to get very specific so that you can find your audience. That's the main thing I've heard. But also, that kind of hinders you as well. If you niche down too hard, you might honestly miss some people that otherwise might love your content. Like, okay, I am a spirituality self-help channel. That is what I do, okay? But that's gonna include cooking. That's gonna include maybe me going for a walk, or me interviewing a friend, or just talking about dating advice, or sex advice, or what it looks like to be married, or how to take care of your pets adequately for your own mental health. That kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's niche down because it's spirituality, but like I keep it loose enough to where I can kind of cover a very wide variety of topics. It can get pretty diverse if I'd like to, and that's my plan actually. You want to find a strategy, a topic that will equal longevity. What's something that you can talk about reasonably for the rest of your life? Honestly, think about it that way. What is something that right today you could pull out a sheet of paper and write a page about? Everyone's got something. Even if you think you don't, everyone does. That's what you've got to really come up with. That's the content that's going to sustain you. I've fallen into a pattern that works for me. I accidentally fell into my posting schedule. I've come across the content I'm posting to you because of my TikTok, 10 years ago, I was focusing mostly on comedy. Now I'm like, no, I want people's lives to be better. I want them to feel whole and fulfilled. So it's more meaningful for me. And so I think that is what draws people to this channel. Now, you might still hear the occasional fart joke, but when you're here, you know what you're coming here for. That's what you need. And that's what you have to be able to express to people. At that same time, how do you do something that a lot of people want to see that is also known on the platform, but you're bringing a unique stance to? That I can't answer for you because it is your own content. I think I've fallen into what is a good pattern for myself and my brand, but what is that going to be for you? The next important thing I learned since being on YouTube for the last month posting this content is your thumbnails will make or break your success. Each video has to be so intentional. You cannot half-ass this. You really can't. and you won't grow very quickly at first, and no one's gonna know who you are. They're not gonna care about your content. So how do you get them to care about your content? How do you, a no-name person, exist when you didn't exist before? The answer is your thumbnail. That thumbnail is like a light to a moth, depending on if you do it well or not. And some creators might tell you, hey, make it super bright and super just flashy and lots of words, lots of stuff. But like, I've found that if it's too flashy, that can actually deter the viewer because it's a lot going on. Your brain registers things so quickly, it's like a fraction of a second, and you've already looked at and analyzed something before you've even consciously realized you've done it. So when you are crafting your thumbnails, yeah, you want it to stand out, but you want it to be quick. You want for that thumbnail to exist and the viewer immediately knows exactly what they're gonna get when they click on that thumbnail. The thumbnail has to motivate them to click on it. If you look at some of my old videos, it's a struggle. I'm actually planning on going through my videos and maybe redoing some of the thumbnails or the descriptions, and that's fine too. Your thumbnail though, that's your ticket through the door. That's your ticket in the door. That's the secretary of the office. That's the face of the business. Why should people click on a video of yours when there are a million videos just like it that might be what they think is better? You got to answer that. So the thumbnails, you really got to just be very intentional. A lot of creators, I think, might be scared of analytics. I happen to love analytics. I love numbers. I love looking at how things grow and how to make it do better if it's not doing well. And I like it. It makes sense for me. It's like a puzzle for me. So it's stimulating for me. Not everybody's like that, and I get it. But you better get into it. If you want to be serious about being on YouTube, you want to make money or whatever it is your goal is, you want to grow your audience or build a brand, whatever it is, you've just got to get real comfortable with analytics. You've got to get real comfortable with analytics, with numbers. You've got to get real comfortable with failure. You've got to get real comfortable with looking at the numbers in a downward trend and still going every single day. How do I get that red to become green? How do I get the numbers to go back up? Because it will be like a wave, it'll ebb and flow until you hit a consistent stride that's successful for you, you know? As with any list type video I do or any suggestion, this is not an exhaustive list. There are so many different strategies you can employ to be successful on YouTube and to grow your channel and to maybe monetize. At this point where I currently am, I am not currently monetized. That's one of my main goals, you know, over the course of time, like it is anybody's. The main way you're gonna reach any of your goals though, the most important thing I've learned, the most important thing you should take away from this video is that if your content is trash, then it doesn't matter. You have to make good content. You have to make great content. And in fact, it's not even I think the thing that trips people up, and I think it trips people up in general because we're very ego-driven beings. Everything is driven by the ego. So what I see from a lot of my creator friends, whether they do stand-up comedy or they're on TikTok or whatever it is, the main way they mess up is that they are only making content that they want to see. I mean, everybody's a little selfish, right? But if you're trying to be a content creator, if you're trying to bring a message to an audience and build that trust, I mean, it has to be about more than just you, right? Like, I'm not just picking topics to talk about that I want to hear. I'm talking about things that I know people want to hear about and things that people have asked me to talk about. So do that. Don't just do what you want to do because you're trying to build an audience. You want to grow an audience. If you just want to live in an echo chamber, then why are you posting video? Why are you here? Why are you watching this video? You know, you should be wanting to build your audience, to grow, and really think on what is great content. And that is going to differ depending on who you are, what your skill set is. Everyone has got skills. Everyone's got talent. Everyone can create great content. I believe that I create great content. I believe you can create great content. I will say also, just kind of before we wrap it up, just a tip. Find ways to make yourself stand out in your content. What is something that you're bringing that maybe other people aren't bringing, or if they are bringing it, you're bringing it better, or your stance on it is just better or just more unique. Figure those things out. For me personally, I do spiritual self-help and life advice, but I also make music. Now that music is chill, it's gonna make you feel good because that's on brand for my brand. But the point is, let's say that this channel becomes monetized next month. Awesome. But I'm also making money from my music too. You see what I'm saying? Find ways to diversify your brand and to get as many eyes on you as possible, and I feel like you will be successful. I hope you enjoyed this video. What did you think of these tips? Did they work for you? Did they not work for you? Was I completely off base? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comment below, say, I subscribed. I'd love to hear from you. I post regular content every Sunday and Thursday. You are so beautiful. You are so wonderful and powerful. We are such powerful beings. We attract love, light, peace, safety, and security. I will post more soon. Talk to you later.